What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today, and we are back for a bit more league racing action here on F1 2017. This is TOR Pacific. We're here for round number 9 here at the Italian Grand Prix, and this is actually the last round before the week break that was taking part. Again, apologies for the lateness of this video. This should have been out ages ago, but you see running very wide there on the first lap there of qualifying, but yeah, this should have been out ages ago, but this was the last round before the week break. It took part pretty much running wide there at turn 6 there, so it's pretty much ruined my lap, but the week break coincided with the real life British Grand Prix, so it explains why in the week break. As you can see now, we actually have a special guest in the lobby with the Lee Mather actually taking part in this league as well, so it's a big welcome to him, but it was complete and utter rubbish that first lap anyway. So obviously the qualifying action, that I aborted that lap anyway, so it was a complete and utter rubbish if I'm completely honest. But yeah, second race with my old Logitech G920 that I probably did mention in the SRL video from Italy, but you're probably wondering why on earth I'm putting on the soft tyres, because there is a possibility of some weather again, which is, again, I hate the rain, especially around here. I thought I had a good opportunity anyway, but I put it on just in case, the soft tyres on just in case we had a similar situation like what happened in SRL with you know, starting on the dry tyres, even though it was like only a very light rain anyway, but you can see there someone actually ran very wide there. It might have been Gold Power, I believe. So it's coming through turn 7 here. Have a massive amount of oversteer there. Nearly actually binned it into the wall. I'm actually surprised I didn't actually bin it into the wall. But anyway, continued on with my lap anyway, and actually invalidated through Ascari. So luckily enough, I did have put enough fuel on the car anyway to do at least a couple of laps, especially since the soft tyres. It takes a while for them to get warmed up big time. But this is actually going to be my fastest lap of the qualifying session. So that lap there would have probably put us a bit further up the grid anyway. But we're sitting in P8 currently. We've got to nail turn 1 here. Don't really nail it at all. We've gone very wide again, just like we did in the first run. But that's probably going to cost me a heap of time, actually. Now coming through the back straight, one of the now into the second chicane. We're actually down by about 4/10, so I thought, bugger this, I'm going to continue on because I did stuff up with a few of the other 2 sectors anyway. Now coming through the Lesmos, first Lesmo, much better run there compared to the first run, and the second Lesmo as well, much better. Didn't take as much curve as I did on that second run there, but now coming down this back straight now, the curve of the Saraglio or something. I'm not great in Italian. Anyway, through Ascari we come. Second time, so about 3/10 quicker. So I knew I had time up my sleeve. Anyways, considering, like I said, I stuffed up big time. But anyway, coming through into Parabolica now as Gold Power's now out of the session. So is Timmy. So there's a few guys probably retiring from the session. We're going to cross the line and we're going to set 3/10 quicker day 1:21.8, which pretty much kept me stuck there in P9. Which I mean, it could have been a lot better had I not stuffed up at turn 1. And yeah, actually Brock actually lost connection during the session there, but I was just getting out of everybody's road there and then pretty much retiring straight away. So in the end, Zombie gets his first pole position, I think, ever in TOR. So many congrats to him. Ginger Horizon there in second. I think it was about 4/100 slower than was Zombie, but a teammate qualified me in P11, so I start P12. So I mean, I wasn't really worried about it too much. Lee Mather there was up the order as well. But as we get to the race, yeah, like I said, it is a wet race, and like I keep telling you guys, I absolutely hate the wet races anyway. So but this time around, they've actually put us on the inters compared to the dries, like SRL. So Anyway, set off now for the formation lap, and as always, we're probably going to show you like what actually happened here, but all the disqualifications anyway. But just going around the outside of RBR, we only touched like we only touched wheels, but it actually removes me from the formation lap, which probably I didn't care about anyway. So, but here we go. We're all set for round number 9 of TOR Pacific. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Monza. It looked like a fairly long hole there, but we're away. Got my teammate's perspective as well. He's trying to go around the outside, I think, of Pomps for the win there. But now sizing up into turn 1 here. I was taking it much cautiously compared to yesterday, the SRL race when nearly collided with TM and Mardik, but got through there cleanly. So Pomps, there's Mitchie having a little battle there with I think Penske there in the Renault. So now size up here. Pomps for the win here. He's putting a lot of pressure on his teammate Timmy. So Neon Tridome was on here this weekend, so that is why Pomps is in that car, but he does it. And actually a proximity error. It was actually Penske cutting the chicane there, so we might have to have a look at that a little bit later on to see what actually happened. But there's Timmy getting very sideways there, coming out of the first Lesmo, down to the second Lesmo now. He didn't have the best of run anyway, so I thought this was probably my best chance to try and overtake him here. So here we go, going to go right around the outside here. Getting a lot of slipstream here, especially from Pomps to the win. So just manages to hold on this little squeeze, which I was completely fine about anyway. So still sliding it through Ascari there. And now it's a battle as well behind as well. Probably be able to see it better on Mitchie's footage there, but it was actually Penske and Rain battling hard in the Renault and a Ferrari. But I think Penske had a bit of a moment there, and Mitchie actually gets the spot there. So DRC Jared's now coming to the lane as well. So I believe he copped a bit of damage earlier on in the race. So not sure exactly by who, but anyway, got a good run here on Timmy, but go way too deep, and I've collided into Pomps. But there's a whole lot of carnage going on now. I actually plucked it into in the neutral or reverse while it happened, and unfortunately I've collected a few other guys as well. So that's very awkward, I must admit. It's I think one of them was actually my teammate, as you can see they're just going wide there through the second Lesmo now. But now just look at how cautiously I'm taking it through here with a damaged front wing. Got to take it so cautiously, and I run very wide coming out of Ascari. That's probably going to give Gold Power the momentum here. I don't think really I was in for the fight here. I was actually going to box this lap and just let Gold Power go through. Sven sets the fastest lap in the race, but I actually didn't realise that I didn't think that Mitchie was going to pit, but in the end he did. So I had to basically abort coming into the pits, because we would have had a double stack then. That would not have been great at all. But just going to continue on with this battle here with Gold Power, and you can see Mitchie coming in for a change of the front wing and back on another set of inches. But they see Gold Power, we have the inside line here into turn 2, using upshifting very early there to try and get the drive. We actually might do it here, right around the outside here. Now, might just hang on for the time being, and we just do, and cover the inside line there just to make sure he doesn't go up the inside here in turn 4. But go way too deep there and have to really cut the chicane there. I really had no choice there, but in the end I copped the 3-second time penalty as well. So I thought, instead of being a complete idiot, I thought I'd just let Gold Power back through there, which I did. So, and yeah, basically it's back into P13 there. So I mean, not the greatest of starts at all, and Gold Power does actually lag a bit. You can probably tell the red X's have a little moment there for Ascari, but didn't really hurt my momentum at all there. You can see Gold Power is taking the inside line. Lee Mather has actually set the fastest lap of the race, so he's looking pacey earlier on. But it was just really cautious now, just trying to get clear of Gold Power here. Now, I did get Sitter coming into the pits, like I said, this lap, but in the end I decided against it for now. So I wanted to see how long I could take this damaged front wing for the moment anyway. But may have been a bit of chaos further up the road there by braking so early there into turn 1, just to make sure So I don't break myself again, but yeah, just managed to hang on for the time being. As we continue on to the end of lap 4 now. Still battling away here with the Gold Power. Really haven't made much ground during this, so I thought I may as well pit this lap, and actually went way too quick and cop a 5-second stop-go penalty. So, oh dear, my race is just going downhill very fast. I thought may as well just go on to another set of intermediate tyres and maybe hope and try to get this set home. There's a front wing change as well, but it's going to drop us to 14th, I think it is, at the moment. Maybe drop us a little bit further on, but let's have a look at the replays from the start. This is on board with V-Fens. You see Ryan pretty much covering the inside line there. It was RBR that had a little lag moment, but it is Fens. He probably lags a little bit more than RBR, but you can see that was Ginger around the outside of Zombie, and he might do it as well. Well, Fens is still battling away here with Lee Mather, and manages to just hold him off for the time being. Now, coming up into the turn 4-5 section here, there's a lot of battle going on for the lead of the race as well. Fens going very deep compared to Lee Mather, and Ginger just hanging on there. It's Zombie pushing Lee Mather into the gravel there. I think Ginger may have got the fist out a little bit, but not the greatest of runs for Zombie there. And now coming up into Mascari now. I think Fens might have a little bit more downforce. And up the inside he goes. Really shoved him a little bit wide there, but he gets the spot, and that's up in the P2. So Toro Rosso looking good. It's actually Ginger's actually made a mistake as well. So that's given Fens the lead of the race. Let's have a look at the replay from BrockDoesStuff. Like I said, he had a few connection issues, and actually, yeah, dear.
There's a lot of damage to the front wing. We're seeing
That possibly could be a lag incident. I'm not too sure, but yeah, this is Penske. Oh, okay, he got a tag there, I think, from my teammate Mitchie there, so that might explain why he had to cut the chicane there. But with Brock, I think he lost connection and actually left the session, so he did rejoin later on, but he started way from last on the grid anyway. But this is what it looked like, the battles that was going on right in front there. He actually ran very wide there, and be able to see what actually happened with his battle with Rain. It's a little sideways there, and onto the grass is Penske, and that explains why Rain and Mitchie went through there. But this will explain what happened to me. So no. So it was Rain and Mitchie that actually got caught up in the incident with me. So, oh dear. Like I said, I really felt bad. I did apologise to both of them. We were in the same party chat, but you see Mitchie just letting Penske go through here. I think he knows that he can't continue on with this amount of front wing damage, but saw what it looked like from Penske. So, dear. And actually, Penske got caught up in that as well. Probably not as bad compared to the other two, but maybe half a front wing compared to for Penske is half a front wing, but for the others maybe more of the front wing as it gets a little bit sideways coming out of Parabolica there. Very deep there. It's actually RBR. It's had a moment there in the first chicane, and Rain takes that spot pretty easy there. I think he was he did the same thing as he did in SRLs. He cuts the chicane there as Penske. Rain did the exact same thing in SRL, I think, started from the back, because he did a pretty good job there in lap 4, sorry. He did cut the chicane again, so he's really struggling earlier on in these conditions. But for me, cut on to lap 5, just really sideways through Ascari there. Again, I don't know how I managed to catch these things, but going to the turn 1 there, just managed to get through the first chicane. Probably could have easily gone straight ahead at gone through the mobile chicane anyway, but Lee Mather now sets the fast lap of the race. You can see just sitting so cautiously now, nothing much really happened there, but Timmy's out of this race. So maybe just like me, he's had a moment coming out of Ascari, and that's him down the order now for, actually that's him out of the race, I should say. And now Ginger Horizon's out of this race as well. So that's 2 easy spots for myself there. As that's Fens getting a little bit sideways there coming out of the second Lesmo there. You'll be able to see in a minute. Comes under a bit of attack from Master Berserk here in the Force India. Berserk's going to have to do it around the outside. No, Fence covers him off. I think Berserk wanted to do the crisscross, but couldn't quite do it because Fence covered him off. But now look, we can see who's got the better drive out of these two, and you see Berserk actually sits the fastest up of the race. So it's nothing really. Yeah, you can't really say much. Yeah, and the Fence just hangs on for the time being as a pretty. That's what I was trying to say. Pretty even between those two as Penske. That might explain why Ginger Horizon's out. So he's obviously cat a moment coming through to first Lesmo and actually lost his right rear wheel. So bit of a weird spot, I know, but you just see sliding there through Ascari again. But there comes DRC Jared making a comeback through the field. So I think his teammate is going to let him go here. And does so. So that puts Jared back up into P8. The starting, I can't remember where he started in this race, but you see Jared will just pull away pretty easily now. Now Fens, back we go with Fens, still being put under attack from Master Berserk here. Leaving him enough room, yes, just, but Berserk didn't quite have it so far, but it's still going on here. Let's see whether Berserk can actually do it right around the outside here at Parabolica. It'll be very, very tight. A little bit sideways does Fens, and I think he just may hang on for now. And actually, I think Berserk's pulled in there, probably trying a bit of an undercut now, but lap 13, again, really struggling in these conditions, so I had to cut the chicane again. A little bit of a sideways moment and cop another 3-second time penalty, so really am copping the penalty so far in this race. Can't remember how many I've got so far, but you can see Gold Power lagging so badly. May have put off Mitchie there a little bit there, but he might have a good run here coming into turn 1. On lap 14 we go. Size him up here, going to do a Daniel Ricciardo style dive bomb. Not quite. I think Gold Power will just hang on for now, so they're battling up the road there for 12th and 13th. I've virtually no idea where the hell I was going there through the exit of Parabolica, but you see that there were the guys up ahead that were fighting a bit further up the road. They're got a fair gap to me anyway, but little Gold Power running very wide there, and actually Mitchie trying to go right down the outside, but again, it's not really working here. See what happens here through Ascari. Gold Power's got the inside line there. New Zealand Ryan sets the fastest lap of the race. Mitchie gets around the outside actually and gets the spot back. So there's actually Gold Power may have had a bit of a moment there. You can probably see in the top of the screen there what actually happened. Probably got a little bit sideways out of Ascari there, but Fens came in the end of lap 14 and managed to actually come back out ahead of Berserk, so the undercut really hasn't worked for both the Force Indias. There's Lee Mather there as well. He's not far behind either, but heading on to lap 15. I think there's a few guys pitted, so I think BrockDoesStuff was one. My teammates now come in. We set our personal best on that lap. What was it, like can't really remember. I think it was Gold Power and Brock came in, and then a teammate, and I think RBR as well. But this actually happened with RBR as it gets a little bit sideways there. I don't think he was actually meant to come into the pit lane. That was the end of lap 15 there, but that's probably really cost him now, as I can't remember who's at the fastest lap of the race there, but lap 17, setting our personal best with, what was it? Sorry, landed lap 16, I think it's a 1:31.7. So got some good pace so far, as couldn't make it through turn 1. They had to go through this mobile chicane. Couldn't quite get through the last barrier, so had to take it out. But cop a 5-second stop-go penalty now, so the penalties are starting to rack up here big time. But after most of these pit stops, it actually put me back out into 9th, which is some good points again for Williams. As BrockDoesStuff is out of this race as well. Not sure whether that's a rage quit or not, but I think we'll be able to have a look here on with Penske's point of view. Okay, Brock had a big moment through the turn 4-5 chicane. But they had no control in it whatsoever, and it's locked up so badly there. Look how cautiously I'm taking it through here a little bit. Gold Power's now out of this race as well, so they're dropping like flies at the moment. I think very wide there through the first Lesmo, I should say. Penske going very deep. No, he can't stop it and has to cut it, and actually cops a 3-second time penalty as well. So it's not just me at the moment anyway. But anyway, coming to the end of lap 20. What was there? Not really much to say, but there's someone else has actually come in. It's actually Pomps to the win, so elevates us up into P8 for the time being. Got RBR pretty much chasing after us here, but coming through Scari now. Actually got another warning there. Could actually be my first warning. I'm not actually too sure. The amount of penalties I've got, I've lost count, so I probably haven't even scored a warning yet. But anyway, you can see now our Pomps to the wins out of this race as well. It looks like he's had a moment coming onto the front straight or after the parabolica there, but you can just see in lap 22, I think the tyres are really starting to feel the effects of wear, and you can probably tell there from the graphic they are. And I'm now coming under a bit of attack from RBR, who's doing a ripper job again. He always flies under the radar, does RBR, especially after the last time out in Hungary, where I pretty much did like his weaving technique. But you see the tyre wear. In the end, I decided to roll off the throttle and let him go there. So I knew he had much fresher rubber than me, so pretty much from here on in I was basically trying to, well, survive really, and hopefully get these tyres to the end, even though I've been there like on with lap 4. But here we go, having a look at the battle here with Michi and Penske. This is really a battle for the last spot in the points, so whoever finishes in front of these two, I'm not sure what the penalty count is between them. So they're now coming through turns 4 and 5. A little bit sideways there for Penske, but Michi actually got a pretty good run there, but Penske really covers the inside line there and manages to hold on for now. But now we've got both their point of views now. Penske had a shocking run through Scari there, and actually that was close there between those two. Penske covering the inside line there, coming into Parabolica. Can Michi go for it down the inside? Yes, he can. There might be a little bit of pushing and shoving. He gets it done. That pushes Penske back into 11th, but I don't think Penske will be done with this yet. Let's see what happens down the front straight here. Looks a bit more like Penske's got a bit more straight line speed compared to Michi, as Fenn sets the fastest lap of the race, but very deep. Both of them had to cut the chicane. I assume both of them got the warning. Actually, I think Penske may have got a little bit more than a warning, but actually had to let Michi go back through there. So literally this battle is on for the final point of this race. So coming in now into turn 4 and 5. Penske going for a way far back and cut the chicane big time here, but I thought he was actually going to let him go. Penske let Michi go, but in the end he was blocked him off, and that's putting back in their place. Now, Fenn sets the fastest lap of the race with a, what was it, a 1:30.4. So he had really good pace, and this battle was still going on even after Fenn's across the line. So they managed to just stay ahead of Fenn's there. And again, a little touch of wheels there, and having to cut the chicane is Michi, but it'll be interesting to see what happens down to turn 4 and 5. As anything is possible between these two. Still battling hard for the final point. Michi's going to have to do right around the outside. Probably can't do it there. Penske riding the curve maybe a little bit too much, but they got a good run there to Michi, and there's the squeeze. Now, whether it was because Michi's car was stuck or not, I'm not sure, but now they go side by side through the Lesmos. Now second Lesmo. A little shove there. Oh, there's contact between the two. It's going to end badly as Penske's now been put into the wall. Michi somehow survived all of that, and I think Penske's still going to continue on. But yeah, come to the end of the race, you can see the left rear is really starting to get a critical point at 81%. So it was going to be real borderline anyway to get these tyres to the end. But in the end, we've got a fair gap back to Penske there, and RBR pretty much pulled away. So in the end, it's going to be P9 after all of that. I seriously don't know how I finished P9. You'll be able to see how much penalties I had afterwards anyway, but this battle's still going on the final lap of the race through Ascari. Now Mitchie's going to have to do it around the outside. Penske's got the inside line covered here, hopefully. Going to be tight between these two. Mitchie trying to go to the crisscross here. Can't quite do it. I think Penske may just hang on for the final spot in the points, but as he always does, crashes straight into the wall there and knocks out his front right tyre. But in the end, there's your podium placing. So Fens from Master Berserk, and for the Lee Mather as well. Probably should mention he got his first podium as well. I'll probably let the cat out of the bag now and actually say it's actually not the Lee Mather, it's actually just Warden taking the piss out of it. But in the end, P9. I think I got the most penalties out of all of us, which I was very surprised, and I still finished P9. So, like I said, I'm just getting complete shock anyway. But I'm not sure exactly whether the points actually come out. If they have, I'll probably leave them up on the screen now anyway. So I'm not really too sure what's happened. I think Fens, they moved into second in the championship. Ryan is starting to pull away. I think I'm pretty much still in P7 anyway, so it probably doesn't matter much. Jarrett's probably pulling away, but I think constructors-wise, it's probably a little bit closer. But yeah, that was that. Hopefully there's no more rain in the future. But if you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. You can leave your comments, as always, down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more league racing content on F1 2017, plus other video gaming content as well. And all my social media links, they're down in the description. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But for the moment, guys and girls, until after the week break, which is going to be the Singapore Grand Prix, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.